Sentinel, hallucination-free security review for vibe-coded agents. Every finding it reports must prove itself with deterministic evidence, or the system deletes it automatically. The agents reason, an orchestrator roots, an auditor investigates. A deterministic gate enforces. Here's the full thing running live. Sentinel's bet is architectural. Every finding any auditor proposes must cite an evidence id from a deterministic store, built by actually running bandit, ruff, pip-audit, and semgrep. An adjudicator then drops any finding it can't trace to real evidence. A model can write whatever it wants, only what it can prove survives. No evidence, no finding. Here's the system. 3 real ADK agents, orchestrator, scope, and attestation, on Gemini 2.5, Flash, sit at the boundaries. In between, a deterministic pipeline, an MCP evidence server runs for scanners. Specialist auditors map evidence to findings. A red team stage fires adversarial payloads. The adjudicator gate enforces the evidence rule. A human-in-the-loop pause guards remediation. And a signed attestation comes out, exportable as srif so a CI pipeline can gate a merge on it. Multi-stage Docker build. Node builds the React dashboard. Python runtime serves everything. One command to cloud run. That's the live URL. But first, how this started. The project was built spec-driven using Antigravity. I wrote one specification describing the agent topology, the pydantic contracts, and the folder structure. Antigravity scaffolded the entire code base from it, in a single commit, 27 files, in one shot. Then it built alongside me, through the iterative days. This is the live dashboard. It connects via WebSocket, and streams every stage of the pipeline in real time. If the model had fabricated that evidence id, this badge would say dropped instead. The gate makes that structurally impossible to bypass. A fair question about any scanner built on Bandit is, isn't this just Bandit with a UI? Here's target T6. Bandit's only finding is a generic missing timeout NIT. It has no rule at all for the vulnerabilities seeded here, an SS or F, present at 2 separate call sites, and a hard-coded API key. Sentinel catches all 3. Through to custom semgrep rules Bandit has no equivalent for. The detection ceiling actually moved, and there's a test that proves it. Opt-in, and Sentinel doesn't just pattern match. It actually executes the attack payloads against the target's real functions. Inside a sandbox, disposable directory, network cutoff, hard timeout. It fires evil and shell injection payloads, and confirms they really fire. That's trajectory evidence, not a guess. Sentinel reviewing its own code. It finds a real bandit finding in its own MCP evidence server, a subprocess call without shell. Verdict, pass with findings. The finding is backed by real evidence. No hallucination. Notice the evidence stage says, no LLM in this path. That's the for deterministic tools. The LLM enters afterward. In the auditor stage, 3 auditors independently look at the same evidence, 2 deterministic ones, and the LLM auditor, which reasons freely and writes its own findings. 7 candidates total. 6 survive. Every one traces to real semgrep evidence, even the LLM's own wording of it. But this one, a missing timeout finding, got dropped. The model wrote an invalid severity value, and the schema rejected it outright. The model can say whatever it wants, only what it can actually prove, in the exact shape required, survives. That red badge is the entire thesis in one frame. Watch these 3 rows. The LLM auditor proposed a finding the gate refused to keep, because it couldn't back it the way the schema requires. The model can say whatever it wants, only what it can prove survives. 18 proposed across the corpus, 15 survived, 3 dropped, and none of the drops were fabricated evidence ids. Each cited real evidence but wrote, severity, medium, instead of the schema's required literal, med. The gate enforces the entire finding contract, not just one field. That's structural validation, not prompting. The buyer is a security lead, who won't approve an LLM code reviewer because it might just make things up. Naive LLM review runs 30 to 40% false positives. Analysts stop trusting it. Real findings get ignored with the fake ones. Sentinel is 0% false positives, by construction, at near zero marginal cost per scan, and it wires into the CI gate they already run. 75 tests passing. 5 course concepts demonstrated, plus Antigravity for the spec-driven scaffolding. Repo and live demo links in the description.